Big issue coming in from the legal corridors, the NEET controversy, the undergraduate course program examination that faced alleged irregularities and malpractice, has now reached the Supreme Court. Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, will hear the batch of over 30 petitions challenging the alleged irregularities in the examination and related issues. This would be on 8th of July. So in the next 1 week, expect a very significant case to be taken up by the top court of this country. Kanu Sarda is joining me for the latest on this. Kanu, so there is about a week-long time. What can we expect in this 1 week, and why precisely? How and why has it reached the top court of the country?
Well, Pooja, in this week's time, when the Supreme Court is scheduled to take the matter on July 8th, we're expecting a written reply and affidavit from the centre as well as from the National Testing Agency, who has to inform the top court as to what is the problem with the NEET UG and why these batch of petitions are coming before the top court by so many students altogether. They have, because in the past, the Supreme Court's vacation bench has categorically asked the NTA that the sanctity of the exam has been compromised, and if there is a 0.001% of error on the part of the NTA or on the part of the centre, it has to be rectified, because these students labor hard for these examinations and their career cannot be compromised on that factor. So very important week for the students, because the NTA and the centre will clarify before the top court as to why what went wrong in these examinations. Maybe a statement from NTA or centre will come that they are reviewing whether the exam will be reconducted or not. So very important week, but on July 8th, all eyes will be on the Supreme Court as to what will be the Supreme Court stand on the NEET UG entire controversy, because lots of students, lakhs and lakhs of students are, having high
issue. I think, irrespective of political ideologies, beliefs, the country has to come together. It's about the medical profession, it's about medical aspirants, it's about the future of youth of India. Thank you very much. Kanu Sarda will be tracking the latest on that. Rahul Gandhi has written to the Speaker asking why have some of the remarks and mentions made by him in yesterday's speech been expunged. Rahul Gandhi has written a letter in which, and I quickly quote a part of it, conveyed the ground reality, conveyed the facts. Expunging such remarks are against democracy. Anurag Thakur's speech has not been expunged. He's compared his speech to Anurag Thakur, and he's asking why some of the mentions have been expunged. Remember, he'd spoken with regard to Hindu community, NEET and Agniveer. Now, while the speech remains, there are certain parts and mentions that will not go in the parliament records, and likely because of the sensitivity or the controversy around it. But Rahul Gandhi says, if I've quoted facts, what's the problem? Let's listen to Rahul Gandhi, also Anurag Thakur.
मोदी जी की दुनिया में सच्चाई एक्सपंज हो सकती है, मगर रियलिटी में सच्चाई एक्सपंज नहीं हो सकती है। जो मैंने कहा था, जो मैंने कहना था, मैंने कह दिया, वो सच्चाई है। और एक्सपंज करें, जितना करना है करें, सच्चाई सच्चाई होती है।
इनका दर्द नजर आ रहा है। 3 बार प्रयास करने के बाद भी जो 100 के आंकड़े तक नहीं पहुंच पाया, इतनी नौटंकियों के बाद भी 99 पर ही अटक कर रह गए। अपने आप में ये रिकॉर्ड तीसरी बार विपक्ष में बनाने का इन्होंने बनाया है, लेकिन इनका घमंड, अहंकार और तानाशाही सोच आज भी बरकरार है। ये मानसिकता जब कांग्रेस का पार्टी मोड खत्म हो जाए तो इस पर आत्मनिर्भर और मंथन जरूर करना चाहिए।
Amit Bhardwaj is tracking all the latest on that. Amit, clearly this is very interesting because Rahul Gandhi appears to be more confident. He's asking more and more questions. He's on an assertive, aggressive stand here. But what do you think were the reasons given that his remarks were expunged, and why is Rahul Gandhi challenging that?
Pooja, in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha for that matter, when any member of the House makes a speech, makes a claim, it has to be factually correct. That's the rule of both the houses. And in particular case of Rahul Gandhi, what had happened yesterday, you would remember, whenever he was making certain claims, either be related to NEET or for that matter Agniveer scheme, you had the concerned ministers standing up and objecting and putting across their interjections. For instance, in case of Agniveer, he had made certain claims about status of martyrdom, about ex gratia amount not being given to Agniveers, and Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh had stood up and said that this is factually incorrect. Rupees 1 crore is being given to any Agniveer who's loses his duty on the line of loses his life on the line of duty. So there were several interjections by concerned ministers as well, and we got to learn that certain portions of Rahul Gandhi's speech has been expunged. Now Rahul Gandhi has in fact written a letter to Om Birla, the Speaker of Lok Sabha. He's saying that the considerable portion of his speech has been expunged, and this is not as per the tenet of the democracy, parliamentary democracy. And is also citing that in name of expunsion, you cannot go ahead with expunging large chunks of my speech. This does not fall under Rule 380 of the Lok Sabha, under which such expunsions are being done. And in fact, he has said that this is also violative of article of free speech for me. And he has also claimed, Pooja, that Anurag Thakur's speech only
Stay on with me, Amit, because the letter that we have accessed, we are quoting from it. Anurag Thakur is now speaking. Rahul Gandhi had compared his speech to his.
Shri Dilip Sekhia ji. Shri Dilip Sekhia ji. No. Mr. K.C. Venugopal, especially he has mentioned that in speech Anurag Thakur, whatever he has, tell a lie. So that's why I have given opportunity to explain him. Shri Dilip Sekhia ji. Dilip Sekhia ji. Please.
सभापति महोदय, महामाननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय की
Alright, so this is the parliament proceedings presently. Rahul Gandhi, meanwhile, is the focus because he's immediately written a letter. Let's bring you that letter. What does the letter say? What is the contents like? India Today has accessed a copy of that letter written by Rahul Gandhi, addressed to Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Om Birla. He says, I'm attaching some of the portions, but I'm shocked. He says, I'm shocked because the manner in which the considerable portions of my speech have been simply taken off from the proceedings under the garb of expunging. He says that you're using that as a strategy against me and my words. I'm enclosing the portions. This is because the remarks the manner in which it's been taken off goes against the very tenets of parliamentary democracy. He also goes on to say that what I sought to convey is the ground reality. Every member of the House personifies collective voice of people who he or she represents with regard to the constituency. They have the freedom of speech as per Article 105(1) of the Constitution of India. It is our right to raise people's concern. He's saying this was not parliamentary democracy if you remove those parts under the garb of expunging. And finally, he says, I also wish to add here, Anurag Thakur's speech was full of allegations. Surprisingly, only one word has been expunged there. And this is selective expunction that defies logic. Strong words, strong retorts, charging not at the government, directly at the Speaker, because obviously the Speaker has that position and the authority with regard to expunging. Will this letter lead to a clarification and a comment from the Lok Sabha Speaker? Will his words be added back, or will there be a reason that the Lok Sabha will decide these words cannot go in Parliament records? So what basically has happened, remember, while there was Agniveer and there was NET, it was the focus on the Hindu community or the Hindu sentiments or Hindu behavior that became the big issue. Amid all of this, also mentioning about the businessmen, the top leaders of this country, Modi ministers are claiming Rahul Gandhi peddled lies in the speech. Rahul, meanwhile, reacted to the expunging, written a letter and said that I was only quoting the ground reality. Amid all of this, listen into reactions that have come in. One, or what did Rahul Gandhi say? That can still go on record. And how did the leaders in the government respond?
मोदी जी की दुनिया में सच्चाई एक्सपंज हो सकती है, मगर रियलिटी में सच्चाई एक्सपंज नहीं हो सकती है। जो मैंने कहा था, जो मैंने कहना था, मैंने कह दिया, वो सच्चाई है। और एक्सपंज करें, जितना करना है करें, सच्चाई सच्चाई होती है।
सबसे पहले तो उन्होंने ऐसा कोई बयान नहीं दिया। उन्होंने कहा जो हिंदू होने का ढोंग रचाकर अपनी राजनीति करते हैं उनके बारे में बयान दिया। उनमें और हमें बहुत जमीन आसमान का अंतर है। ये लोग अपनी राजनीति के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं हिंदू धर्म, और हम अपनी आस्था पे विश्वास रखते हैं। वो नफरत फैलाते हैं राजनीति की आड़ में, और अपने धर्म के आधार पे हम लोग प्यार और जो इंक्लूसिवनेस है, जो आइडिया है, ईथोस है हिंदू धर्म का, वो करते हैं।
देखिए, ऐसा है, ये तो दिखाने का मतलब ये है कि वो भाव क्या है, मैसेज क्या है, और उन्होंने किस तरह के ऐसे देवी देवताओं के चित्रों को ला करके वहां पर उद्धृत किया है, तो उसके पीछे भाव है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी को उनके विचारों के, उनके जो उन्होंने विचार दिया है सदन के अंदर, उस भाव को समझना चाहिए।
भाजपाई विचारधारा से हिंसक है, कर्म से हिंसक है, और हिंदू हिंसक नहीं हो सकता है। ये बार बार राहुल गांधी जी ने भी कहा, हम भी कह रहे हैं। अच्छा, आप मुझे बताइए, जो पार्टी हिंदुओं को गाली दे वो हिंदू हो सकती है क्या? जो पार्टी प्रभु श्री राम के मंदिर में चंदा चोरी करे वो हिंदू हो सकती है क्या? जिस पार्टी के नेता आदिवासी के सर पे पेशाब करें वो हिंदू हो सकते हैं क्या?
मैं समझता हूं कि किसी ने सुना ही नहीं, या सुनने का स्वागत किया, पाखंड किया। जो उन्होंने बात कही उसका वो लुभाव क्या था, मर्म क्या था? कोई व्यक्ति, कोई संगठन किसी धर्म का ठेकेदार नहीं हो सकता, और ये बात दूर तक चली गई है। प्रोसीडिंग से हटा दो, स्मृति से कहाँ हटाओगे? मेमोरी से हटाने का कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं।
राहुल जी को, जैसे मैंने कहा है, वो एक अच्छा स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियन एक्ट था, क्योंकि उन्होंने जितने हमारे देवी देवता हैं, जितने भी हमारे भगवान हैं, सबको जो है कांग्रेस का ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बना दिया। उन्होंने कहा जो उन्होंने आशीर्वाद में हाथ उठाया है, वो एक्चुअली में जो शिवजी जी ने हाथ उठाया है वो कांग्रेस वाला हाथ है। ये उनके बयान है, ये उनका भाषण था। तो खैर, हम तो लोग हंस ही रहे थे। उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि जो अल्लाह की दुआ में हाथ उठाते हैं वो भी कांग्रेस का हाथ है। तो आज जो भी हाथ उठाते हैं भगवान, उन्होंने सबको जो है कांग्रेस का प्रचारक बना दिया, और उन्होंने कई आपत्तियां जताई। ये आई थिंक उनको माफी मांगनी चाहिए इस बयान को लेकर।
दिस टाइम बीइंग a leader of opposition, he has chosen the platform in the parliament to insult the Hindus across the country. Lok Sabha, the temple of democracy, it cannot be used as a platform to propagate Rahul Gandhi's false propaganda and lies. He is misusing his position as a leader of opposition to incite the people of this country. The behavior of Rahul Gandhi as a leader of opposition is highly condemnable and also it's highly objectionable.
देखिए, जिस तरह से लोकसभा के अंदर राहुल गांधी ने बयान दिया है, उसकी जितनी निंदा की जाए वो कम है। और जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने पूरे हिंदू समाज को जो है हिंसक बताया है, वो बहुत ही निंदनीय है। और ये हमेशा से हिंदू समाज का अपमान करने में अपने को गर्व महसूस करते हैं। और आपने देखा होगा पिछले दिनों इनकी पार्टी के और इनके सहयोगी लोग सनातन को गाली दे रहे थे, भगवान राम के मंदिर का विरोध कर रहे थे। और राहुल गांधी विपक्ष के नेता हैं। विपक्ष के नेता का पद बहुत गरिमामयी होता है, उनको गंभीर होना चाहिए। मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि भगवान उनको सद्बुद्धि दे।
राहुल गांधी अपरिपक्व है, परिपक्वता नहीं आई। विरोधी दल के नेता जरूर हो गए हैं, लेकिन परिपक्व नहीं हुए। भाषण उनका कल था, ऐसा बोल रहे थे जैसे लगता है आम सभा में भाषण दे, कोई तथ्य नहीं, कोई सच्चाई नहीं, और कुछ भी जो बोलना है, आरोप लगाना, इसके हिसाब से बोल रहे हैं। तो इसलिए परिपक्वता लाना चाहिए। अगर विपक्ष के नेता बने हैं तो उनमें परिपक्वता लाना चाहिए।
आज जो प्रधानमंत्री का मार्गदर्शन था, उससे आप कितने प्रभावित हैं?
बहुत ज्यादा भाई। प्रधानमंत्री जी के
अनुभव की तुलना आप किसी से कर ही नहीं सकते। 3-3 बार एक राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री रहे, तीसरी बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री रहे हैं। ऐसे में उनका मार्गदर्शन हम सब के लिए, मैं तीसरी बार का सांसद हूँ, फिर भी उनसे सीखने के लिए इतना कुछ मिलता है, तो सोचिए पहली बार के सांसदों को उनके अनुभव से कितना लाभ मिलेगा। हैविंग सेड इट, हमारे घटक दलों में भी, एनडीए के घटक दलों में भी चिंता थी कि जिस तरीके से हाल फिलहाल के दिनों में संसद में मर्यादाओं को तोड़ने का प्रयास किया गया, स्पीकर के चुनाव को लेकर हो या एलओपी का कल जिस तरीके से संबोधन था जिसमें अलग अलग धर्मों की भावना को उन्होंने आहत करने का काम किया, जिस तरीके से हिंदू हिंसक हो, इस बात को कोई बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता। और आप बांटने की राजनीति करेंगे ये कहकर कि नहीं मैं बीजेपी के हिंदुओं को कह रहा था, बीजेपी के हिंदू अलग, कांग्रेस के हिंदू अलग, ये नहीं बर्दाश्त किया जा सकता। बट जिस तरीके से प्रधानमंत्री पर व्यक्तिगत टिप्पणी की, चेयर के ऊपर व्यक्तिगत टिप्पणी की, सदन के पटल पर तथ्यात्मक गलत जानकारियां रखी, इस बात को लेकर एनडीए के घटक दलों में चिंता थी।
Amit Bhardwaj is joining me for the latest on this. Amit, so clearly both parties reacting very strongly on this. What are we expecting here on? Akhilesh Yadav has spoken, other leaders are speaking. Prime Minister Modi's speech will of course be in many ways the conclusion, do you think, of other leaders charging at Rahul Gandhi?
Right, Pooja, we have seen Akhilesh Yadav speak today, and it was more of on the lines of what Rahul Gandhi said yesterday, obviously issue-based, whether it be Agniveer or Manipur or paper leaks, all that has been covered by Akhilesh Yadav as well. But the process of countering Rahul Gandhi's speech has already begun. We had seen several of the BJP MPs who have now started to speak on the floor of the House in the Lok Sabha, in particular, are now, targeting Rahul Gandhi, trying to counter Rahul Gandhi's argument, specifically in regards to the apparent, Hindu Hinsak comment that was made, or the narrative that is being pushed forward by the BJP right now. But the final showdown of this particular, show or drama, you can say, will start unfolding at 4 p.m., around 4 p.m. when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing the Lok Sabha as a motion of thanks to the President's speech. And in that particular speech, we are given to understand that possibly Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be targeting at Rahul Gandhi, trying to tear into the Congress party, and more so because the stage has been set, Pooja, remember, as to how sources are confirming us. In fact, NDA leaders are now speaking. The brief that has been given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the NDA MPs and young MPs that do not behave in the manner and fashion Rahul Gandhi.
All I can say is by evening, while Rahul Gandhi has been absolutely assertive, he's questioned the speaker, also now asking and challenging the expunged remarks that have happened. But Prime Minister Modi's speech, will it be about motion of thanks, vision hereon, or will it be charging at every word that Rahul Gandhi had uttered as a leader of opposition? Stay on with me, Amit, because what we have latest coming in is that one comment that perhaps has become a flashpoint, it's become a meme, it's become a discussion point on social media. It's the Abhay Mudra. He's compared it and he has said that look at the Abhay Mudra of the gods and the Congress palm. Listen in.
And a very powerful idea that emerges from the idea of truth, courage, and non-violence. And that idea, of course, it is a symbol that many of you hate, but that idea is the Abhay Mudra, the symbol of the Congress party. Which, as you can see, is also in this image. And Jai Mahadev. And what that Rajnath Singh ji is looking very surprised. And what that Abhay Mudra shows, it is the next step of the evolution of the idea of facing the truth, fearlessness, and ahimsa. Satya and ahimsa, as Mahatma Gandhi ji used to say. And the Abhay Mudra is the idea that it is not good enough to just keep this internal. It is not good enough to not be scared. It is not good enough to use non-violence. It is also important that you make others not scared, that you help others become fearless, that you help others become non-violent. So in a sense, the Abhay Mudra is a projection from Shivji to the rest of the world about these two ideas. Of course, these two ideas were used by us, all of us, when we fought the British. And they were put forth by Mahatma Gandhi.
इस्लाम में ये क्लियर कंसेप्ट है कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहू तआला एक क्रिएटर है or is the most merciful and the most compassionate, and there is no associations of any partners or any symbolism with the presence of God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. तो मेरे ख्याल से इस तरीके से अगर किसी भी फेथ के लिए, रिलीजन के लिए अगर आप कोई अपनी व्यू पॉइंट रखते हैं तो उसको पहले मेरे ख्याल से कंसल्ट करना चाहिए, उसको समझना चाहिए।
हिंदुओं को हिंसक कहना अथवा ये कहना कि वे घृणा फैलाते हैं, ये ठीक नहीं है। इस प्रकार की बातें कहकर आप पूरे समाज को लांछित कर रहे हैं, अपमानित कर रहे हैं। हिंदू समाज अत्यंत उदार है और वह ऐसा समाज है जो सर्वसमावेशी है, सबका सम्मान करता है, सभी जातियों का, सब मत पंथों का, सभी धर्मों का। हमारे सभी प्राणी अत्यंत आदरणीय हैं। आदरणीय राहुल गांधी जी का बार बार ये कहना कि हिंदू हिंसक है और हिंदू नफरत पैदा करते हैं या हिंदू 24 घंटे हिंसा करते हैं अथवा मिथ्या बोलते हैं, मैं उनके इन शब्दों की भर्त्सना करता हूँ, खेद व्यक्त करता हूँ।
जो फैक्ट्स बिफोर द हाउस प्लेस किए अबाउट द रिलीजन्स, धर्मों के बारे में बताया गया, वो मेरे हिसाब से उनके पास जानकारी नहीं थी। अधूरी जानकारी, गलत जानकारी उन्होंने हाउस में रखी है, जिसकी मुझे बहुत ही आज पीड़ा है, दुखी हूँ मैं। एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल पोस्ट पे एक ऐसे बयान देने जो कि बिल्कुल गलत दे रहे हैं, इससे मेरा मन बहुत आज आहत हुआ है। क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि गलत जानकारी देने से भी बहुत लोगों में गलत मैसेज जाता है। तो आज जैसे उन्होंने गलत जानकारी बिफोर द हाउस दी है, ये बहुत ही मैं उससे आहत हूँ और मेरे को आज बहुत भारी तकलीफ हुई है इससे।
All right, big news coming in after Rahul Gandhi wrote a letter to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha challenging and asking what exactly happened, why were my names not, why the mentions that I had made excluded. Now BJP has written to the Speaker. BJP MP Sushma Swaraj's daughter Basuri Swaraj from New Delhi has claimed that lies and fake charges were spoken by Rahul Gandhi. BJP's Basuri Swaraj has sent out a notice, we are told, on Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha speech. And this is as per Direction 115. She has said that Rahul Gandhi yesterday had said various inaccurate mentions and requests Lok Sabha Speaker to ensure to consider the notice. Aishwarya Paliwal joins me for the latest on that. Aishwarya, it's very interesting that Basuri Swaraj has led with that notice. What happens thereon in case it gets accepted? Do you think it will be about her speaking on it, could be a discussion on it, or importantly, it is to ensure that the remarks are not added? Because even Rahul Gandhi is very assertive. He's asking those names to be brought back.
Well, you know, this is a tit for tat that, Pooja, let me tell you, that the BJP at the moment is doing. And we have seen how aggressive Basuri Swaraj has been. This is her first time speaking on the floor of the parliament, her first time MP. And we are seeing, you know, glimpses of the way Sushma Swaraj used to speak in the parliament. The same aggression, Pooja, can be seen in her daughter Basuri Swaraj. And now we are seeing, at the behest of the BJP, it is none other than the daughter of Sushma Swaraj, who's now saying that everything that Rahul Gandhi has written in the letter is not true. Because Rahul Gandhi has been very, very assertive. Pooja, he time and again has been speaking about the fact that whenever he tries to show something, the camera moves. Whenever he tries to speak something, then his words are expunged. So very aggressive Rahul Gandhi on one side writing to the speaker, but within minutes of Rahul Gandhi writing the letter, we are seeing the BJP also a tit for tat being followed there. And this actually, Pooja, is just a glimpse, because at about 4:15 we will hear the Prime Minister of the country, Narendra Modi, giving a reply to all that, and this actually is a sort of a build-up to that. Pooja.
Stay on with me, Aishwarya, because there's a reaction that has come in from Basuri Swaraj. Let's listen into that.
कल माननीय नेता प्रतिपक्ष श्री राहुल गांधी जी ने अपनी स्पीच में कई इनएक्यूरेट स्टेटमेंट्स करी हैं। इसके तहत मैंने आपके समक्ष डायरेक्शन 115 में एक नोटिस प्रस्तुत करा है। आपसे अनुरोध है कि इसका कृपया संज्ञान लीजिए।
All right, so Aishwarya Paliwal continues to be with us on this. Aishwarya, so, and knowing Basuri Swaraj, the manner in which her election campaign was, she's been very direct, sharp with her mentions. Do you think there's a reason that probably Basuri Swaraj could have been, so to say, asked or deployed to be raging on and asking for this notice?
Well, definitely, there is a theory behind this. Let me tell you, Pooja, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today morning also, when he was speaking with all the NDA allies, very clearly told the first time MPs to A, brush up the history to understand what Indian history has been, and B, to take on the opposition, specifically Rahul Gandhi. So this was a clear message that was sent out by the Prime Minister in today's meeting, and now we are seeing a first time MP, someone who's for the first time speaking on the floor of the Parliament, now writing the letter, obviously at the behest of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The top leadership wanted Basuri to write it and would also want Basuri to be replying to whatever Rahul Gandhi has to say on the floor of the Parliament.
Stay on with me, Aishwarya, because BJP's Manjinder Singh Sirsa is joining me on the phone line right now. Mr. Sirsa, Rahul Gandhi is asking, what I spoke was the ground reality. What are you so angry about? Why have my mentions have been removed? What do you think of this strategy of the Congress party? Why does the BJP think that he has used words, made some sort of insinuations that cannot be accepted?
No, not just that, because the statement which I have given in Parliament was totally wrong. He stated that Agniveers are not given 1 crore rupees, but which was wrong. The Rajnath ji at the point of time stand up and clarify that every Agniveer was fought for this country and he has been given 1 crore rupees. And secondly, he said कि किसानों को MSP नहीं मिल रहा, which is also wrong. अभी तक किसानों को एज इट इज सबको एज इट इज एमएसपी कंटिन्यूड है, कोई गलत नहीं है. एंड थर्डली ही सेड कि जो हिंदू हैं ये वायलेंस करते हैं, ये आतंक मचाते हैं या ये नफरत फैलाते हैं, ये असत्य बोलते हैं. एंड nobody will accept this thing that it should be in a parliament proceedings. It has to be expunged. So there's nothing wrong. But only thing is, after Rahul Gandhi is on a wrong foot and is on a caught on a wrong foot, now he want to divert the attention by saying कि मैं लेटर लिख रहा हूँ मैं. तो आप लेटर क्या लिख रहे हैं? जो आपने कहा आप दोबारा बोल के आप खुद ही नहीं बाहर आके मीडिया को बता पा रहे आपने क्या बोला है. आपने इतनी हिम्मत नहीं कि बाहर आके बोले कि हाँ मैं हिंदुओं के बारे में ऐसा बोला है. और उसके बाद आप ये भी चाहते हैं कि वो एक्सपंज इसलिए नहीं चाहते क्योंकि वो डाइवर्ट करना चाहते हैं. बेसिकली एक्सपंज ना एक्सपंज इशू नहीं है. दे वांट अ डाइवर्शन फ्रॉम द कोर इशू.
How do you think the BJP leaders will pick on this? Because Congress party is basically saying that because he used some strong words, according to them, which is ground reality, he said there are a lot of decisions by this government that does not listen to the public. Now public representatives are also not being heard by this government.
देखिए वो तो कल उनको पूरा टाइम मिला लोकसभा में बोलने के लिए. Rather than speaking on a public issues, start talking about the religion. कभी वो उन्होंने कहा कि ये मैं गुरु नानक देव जी की बात कर रहा हूँ. Talking about religion, and which was not acceptable to the religious people also. And secondly,
तो सिरसा जी मैं आपसे स्पेसिफिकली पूछती हूँ क्योंकि आपने ये भी बात उठाई है. उन्होंने महादेव का दिखाया जो इमेज थी, फिर उन्होंने गुरु नानक देव जी और जीसस क्राइस्ट का भी दिखाया. उन्होंने कहा देखिए सबकी अभय मुद्रा है और एक तरह से कांग्रेस का जो भी हाथ जो पाम है जो सिंबल है वो भी तो वही दर्शाता है.
देखिए ये गलत. जहाँ तक गुरु नानक देव जी की बात है, एक सिख रिलीजन के अंदर अभय मुद्रा की ऐसी कोई ना तो किसी ग्रंथ में, ना ही हमारे किसी जानकारी में, ना ही किसी हिस्टोरिकल फैक्ट में ऐसी अभय मुद्रा की बात आती है. गुरु नानक देव जी ने ना ही कभी ऐसी अभय मुद्रा की कहीं बात करी, ना ही सिख रिलीजन में ऑल टुगेदर कहीं अभय मुद्रा की बात है. वो कहाँ से ऐसी बातें निकाल कर लाते हैं? देखिए उनको जिस चीज का ज्ञान है उस पर बोलना चाहिए, जिस चीज का नहीं ज्ञान उसकी जानकारी पहले लेनी चाहिए. उन्होंने पहले भी एक बार कहा था गुरु नानक देव जी का ये हाथ अभय मुद्रा है और कांग्रेस का हाथ है. कांग्रेस का हाथ तो खूनियों के साथ है, कांग्रेस ने तो कत्लेआम कराया. तो आप गुरु नानक देव जी के प्रति इस तरह के अल्फाज नहीं बोल सकते और आपको धर्म की जानकारी लेनी चाहिए. बोलना अच्छी बात है किसी धर्म पर भी, उसकी जानकारी के बिना अधूरी जानकारी पे बोलना गलत है. अभय मुद्रा कोई भी सिख धर्म में अभय मुद्रा नाम का ना कोई वर्ड है, ना कहीं पे रेफरेंस है, और ना ही गुरु नानक देव जी का ये जो सिंबल है ये कोई अभय मुद्रा है.
All right, I appreciate you joining us, Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa specifically, and I asked him the issue because there were different religious figures whose images Rahul Gandhi showed and compared it to the Abhay Mudra, or basically the Congress palm symbol also that he said is in the same line, and this has led to a lot of showdown. Now, meanwhile, one of the leaders of the BJP who did give a rebuttal to that was Anurag Thakur. Here's what he had said in the Lok Sabha to Rahul Gandhi and specifically the mentions he had made. Let's listen into what Anurag Thakur said.
मेरा इतना ही माननीय सभापति जी कहना है, कल अगर मुझे मेरी पार्टी ने, मेरे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अवसर दिया अपना पक्ष रखने का, अपनी पार्टी का पक्ष रखने का, अगर उसमें एक भी बात असत्य हो, जो मैंने कहा कि इमरजेंसी आपने लगाई थी, लोकतंत्र का चीरहरण आपने किया था, अगर आपको लगता है झूठ है तो आप इस पे बोलिए। मैंने कहा था।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, हो गया। Nothing will go on record, please.
So between the leader of opposition and senior leaders, or even the first-time MPs of the Bharatiya Janata Party, there's been a showdown. The focus will be when in the evening, in the next few hours, we are told 4 p.m. onward, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Lok Sabha. He, remember, has been not only leading the party, the NDA, the country, but his retorts would be most awaited. How will he reply to the leader of opposition's debut speech, which had a lot of tones which were sharp and direct at Prime Minister Modi? But before the response to the debate on the motion of thanks, Prime Minister held this NDA parliamentary meeting. In fact, we are told, according to our sources, he asked the members of parliament not to emulate Rahul Gandhi in the parliament, do their own research and study. He even charged at the Nehru Gandhi family, so to say, that they have been holding Prime Minister's chair or power for decades. There was a mention of Jawaharlal Nehru, and saying that at this point there is perhaps the reflection of a common man. But Akhilesh Yadav, meanwhile, was one of the first to speak today. He's a part of the India bloc. He's also been a close ally to Rahul Gandhi and Congress Party. So the SP chief slammed BJP, again on similar issues like NET and Agniveer. Both very important because, remember, as much medical aspirants and also those in the armed forces come from the state of Uttar Pradesh, where Akhilesh Yadav has a stronghold. He's also accusing BJP of turning communal, with a reference to Faizabad or Ayodhya.
पिछले 10 सालों की उपलब्धि बस इतनी रही कि एक शिक्षा परीक्षा माफिया का जन्म हुआ। अध्यक्ष महोदय, जिस समय चुनाव में थे और उत्तर प्रदेश में वो हालात देखे हैं कि नौजवान जब भी तैयारी कर करके जाता था और परीक्षा दे करके लौटता था तो उसको पता लगता था कि पेपर लीक हो गया। और उत्तर प्रदेश में केवल एक पेपर लीक नहीं हुआ है, जितनी भी परीक्षाएं हुई हैं सब पेपर लीक हुए हैं। केवल उत्तर प्रदेश ही नहीं, मैं माननीय सांसद की तरफ से सुन रहा था, कई ऐसे प्रदेश हैं जहां पर परीक्षाएं देने तो बच्चे गए लेकिन वहां भी पेपर लीक हो गया। और अभी जब 4 जून को रिजल्ट आया, उसके बाद जो बात उठी है, देश की सबसे प्रेस्टिजियस परीक्षा, उसका भी पेपर लीक हो गया। और आखिरकार ये पेपर लीक हो क्यों रहा है? सच्चाई तो ये है कि ये सरकार पेपर लीक इसलिए करा रही है कि सरकार नौकरी नहीं देना चाहती, रोजगार नहीं देना चाहती, उन नौजवानों का भविष्य नहीं बनने देना चाहती।
राहुल गांधी के
देखिए, इश्यूज खत्म नहीं हुए। अग्निवीर एज इट इज है, ओपीएस अभी एज इट इज है, किसान अभी भी एज इट इज है। तो सरकार नई जरूर है लेकिन सब कुछ पुराना है।
सब बीजेपी राहुल गांधी के बयान को हिंदू वर्सेस राहुल गांधी बना रही है, इसको लेकर
ये कोई नहीं, ये बीजेपी की स्ट्रेटेजी है।
धरती पुत्र के बेटे ने कागज पत्र का आज रूप लिया है, तो किसी ने लिखा अच्छा है लेकिन शेरों की जान मार दी। गालिब को खुद लिखना पड़ा था अपने लिए कि यूँ तो और भी सुखनवर हैं दुनिया में, कहते हैं गालिब का अंदाजे बयां कुछ और है, तो वो अंदाज कहाँ से लाएंगे?
पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी का प्रोसीडिंग्स का एक स्टैंडर्ड होता है, पूरा गरिमा गिरा दिया श्रीमान राहुल गांधी ने। तो मैं आपके माध्यम से कहना चाहता हूं कि हमारा जो बेसिकली जो रूल्स एथिकेट्स है पार्लियामेंट का, उसको मानना चाहिए और उसी से सदन चलता है। एक परिवार और एक व्यक्ति से सदन नहीं चलना चाहिए, नियम। उन्होंने स्पीकर को बार बार बोला कि माइक बंद करता है, स्पीकर बार बार बोला जब समय देता है तभी माइक ऑन होता है।
राहुल गांधी के बिहेवियर को लेकर कुछ प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा, इशारों में
नहीं, उन्होंने कुछ नहीं कहा, लेकिन हम लोग सबको इस बात को लेकर बिल्कुल एक दुख है, क्योंकि आपको यदि तस्वीर का सहारा लेकर ये साबित करना पड़े कि हिंदू, सिख, ईसाई, मुस्लिम सबको आप बता रहे हैं कि उसका मतलब क्या होता है। मुझे लगता है विपक्ष के आप नेता हैं और जितने भी नए मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट ये उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप मुद्दों पर बात करेंगे, देश हित पर बात करेंगे, ये जाति धर्म पर बात नहीं करेंगे। और मैं इस बात को कहता हूं कि राजनीतिक रूप से ज़रूर आपके अनुभव बहुत है, लेकिन यदि आप स्पिरिचुअली बात करें तो मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पर हिंदू शब्द का मतलब क्या है, राम शब्द का मतलब क्या है, जब मौका मिलेगा तो हम लोग ज़रूर रामचरितमानस के माध्यम से उनको समझाने का काम करेंगे।
Ishwarya Paliwal continues to be with us right at the Parliament. Ishwarya, do you think the focus on Prime Minister Modi's speech will not as much about be perhaps the vision of Modi 3.0 government, but if there's a sharp retort directly at what Rahul Gandhi had said.
Well, definitely, Pooja, there are no doubts about that, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be giving a reply to what Rahul Gandhi has said, because we have seen how Rahul Gandhi spoke about a plethora of issues, the way in which the 2024 elections took place. We also heard Mahua Moitra, who said that the opposition got the number that they got not with the help of the Election Commission, but in spite of the Election Commission. So the opposition we have seen very aggressive this time around, obviously, rightly so, because of the kind of numbers that they have got. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be speaking, Pooja, at about 4:15, and we will see him targeting, not just Rahul Gandhi, but the entire opposition. But the focus of his target will be Congress and will be Rahul Gandhi, because in the morning meeting with the NDA allies also, Pooja, he very categorically said that there were remote control prime ministers in the country that the country has seen over the past, hinting towards Dr. Manmohan Singh. Pooja.
Shweta, keep tracking the latest on that, because at this point, remember, the focus will be as much about what Prime Minister Modi will say, and this is because it will be the first time since he's taken over as the Prime Minister in the Parliament that he'll speak. So 4:15 p.m, stay tuned, but listen in to all other reactions that continue to come in, specifically because the focus will be the Congress parties and Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi.
पहली स्पीच थी एज एन एलओपी,
अच्छी लगी?
बात रखा
आपको अच्छी लगी?
सर अच्छी नहीं लगी? हमारा तो सर फैक्ट से बात है, आपने जो फैक्ट रखे, सरकार की तरफ से कई मिनिस्टर्स काउंटर कर रहे थे.
थैंक यू.
But the mention about the Hindu community was one part. There was also the Agnipath scheme that Rahul Gandhi went after. It was a fiery debate. Rajnath Singh, as the defence minister, had to intervene and also issue a response on floor of the House. Rajnath Singh hit back at the Congress MP, accusing him of misguiding members of the House. And while speaking at the floor of the House, that is the Lok Sabha, he also mentioned how this was wide consultations that were done for Agnipath scheme that was eventually passed. Akhilesh Yadav then spoke. This was this morning. He backed Rahul Gandhi's claims and has said that he or his party will never accept the Agniveer scheme. The government has provided 92 lakh rupees compensation in cause of death on duty for an Agniveer and 48 lakh rupees in the case of death not on duty, to which basically this was why was the highlight, because the opposition leaders are alleging that the governments have totally ignored the young men who have died after the Agniveer scheme.
अग्निवीर शहीद हुआ, लैंडमाइन ब्लास्ट में शहीद हुआ. मैं उसे शहीद कह रहा हूं, मगर हिंदुस्तान की सरकार उसे शहीद नहीं कहती. नरेंद्र मोदी उसे शहीद नहीं कहते हैं. नरेंद्र मोदी उसे अग्निवीर कहते हैं. उस घर को पेंशन नहीं मिलेगी, उस घर को कॉम्पनसेशन नहीं मिलेगी, शहीद का दर्जा नहीं मिलेगा, मगर अग्निवीर को जवान नहीं कहा जा सकता.
मैं नेता प्रतिपक्ष से विनम्रता पूर्वक अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं कि कृपया वह सदन को गुमराह करने की कोशिश न करें. अग्निवीर योजना के संबंध में बहुत सारे लोगों से 158 ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ सीधा संवाद स्थापित हुआ है, उनके सुझाव लिए गए हैं, तब यह अग्निवीर योजना लाई गई है. बिना अग्निवीर योजना के बारे में समझे, बिना उस संबंध में कोई पूरी जानकारी हासिल किए इस तरीके से सदन को गुमराह करना, इसे कदापि उचित नहीं ठहराया जा सकता. महोदय, मैं तो आपसे ये अनुरोध करूंगा, इसे सदन की कार्रवाई से बाहर निकाला जाना.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण में अग्निवीर को लेकर के जो चिंता विपक्ष की थी और देश के नौजवानों की थी, वो चिंता वैसी की वैसी बनी है. अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, मैं खुद मिलिट्री स्कूल से पढ़ा हूं. मेरे साथ के बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे लोग फौज में, मैंने समय समय पे जो मेरे साथ पढ़े जो सीनियर थे उनसे भी जानकारी हासिल की है. बड़े बड़े ऑफिसर से मैंने पूछा है, वो शायद आपको न बता पाए, लेकिन दबी जुबान में उन्होंने कहा है कि देश की सुरक्षा के साथ अग्निवीर जैसी व्यवस्था लागू करने से समझौता हो रहा है. अध्यक्ष महोदय, किसी भी देश की सबसे बड़ी प्राथमिकता अगर कोई है तो वो देश की सीमाओं की सुरक्षा है. अग्निवीर जैसी व्यवस्था से कभी संभव नहीं है. अध्यक्ष महोदय, हम अग्निवीर व्यवस्था को कभी स्वीकार नहीं कर सकते हैं. आज नहीं कल, कल नहीं बाद में, जब कभी भी सत्ता में इंडिया गठबंधन आएगा, अग्निवीर व्यवस्था हमेशा हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएगी. अध्यक्ष महोदय, उन्होंने अग्निवीर समझ के ही नहीं लिया है। उन्होंने वास्तविकता को छोड़ के, जब रक्षा मंत्री ने कहा कि अग्निवीर के बारे में जो प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है और उसके जो चीजें अग्निवीर को मिलनी है, और 1 करोड़ रुपए अगर कोई धारा तीर्थ होता है तो उसके लिए भी 1 करोड़ रुपए का मुआवजा देने का काम सरकार करती है। ये सभा पटल पे सम्मानीय रक्षा मंत्री जी ने कहा, लेकिन फिर भी वो ये कहते रहे कि अग्निवीर को कुछ नहीं मिलता। मैं निश्चित रूप से यह कहना चाहूंगा कि विपक्ष नेता या विपक्षी कोई भी सदस्य को जब भी कभी वो अपनी बात पार्लियामेंट में रखते हैं तो पूरे अभ्यास के साथ रखनी चाहिए।
Mr. Rahul Gandhi has lied, saying that no compensation has been given, and this is an insult to the slain, selfless martyrs who have sacrificed protecting our borders and us, and also the armed forces who valiantly, fight for us. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi has to apologize to the family of the Agniveers and all the armed forces. And it's not surprising. This is the, malignant mindset of Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. They have always abused the army.
The untruths that Rahul Gandhi chose to make on the floor of the House, it's below the standards of a leader of the opposition. His comments about Agniveer, his comments on minimum support price, his comments on land acquisition in Ayodhya, all these are far from truth. So at least if he had mentioned all these things in that moment, he should apologize now with a cool mind and ask the speaker to withdraw all those comments and remarks in his speech.
And remember, this was a serious, sensitive issue. We are talking about young men who enter into the armed forces, and the Agniveer scheme has had its share of controversies. But because the issue of compensation or support by the government was raised by the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi, India Today spoke to a family of Agniveer who had lost his life in action, and we asked him if there was compensation or support that had come in from the government. Here's what they said.
अब तक 50 लाख रुपए बीमा मिला, एक बार फिर 50 लाख रुपए मिले, महाराष्ट्र सरकार से 10 लाख रुपए मिले, टोटल 1 कोटी 10 लाख रुपए मिले। सरकार के तरफ से ये इसकी आक्षेप थे कि भाई श्रोता को तुम्हारा सरकारी सेवा में रुजू करना।
There was this jungle vigilante justice, so to say, an Insaf Sabha in Bengal. It's full-on exploded, but because it was caught on video, there was some evidence to understand what happened. A woman and a man being brutally thrashed by who is now being said to be a supporter, local TMC worker, close to the MLAs of the Trinamool Congress in Bengal. The victim, or this woman who's being thrashed, has broken her silence. But it's not what you expect. Rather, what she has said could actually shock you. Remember, in all of this, the prime accused has been Tajimul Haq, who's called the strong man, who's the one who decides how instant justice needs to be given. And it wasn't just one incident, but there are more which are surfacing where he's seen beating poor people there in the area. But the victim, the woman in that initial video, is blaming not Tajimul Haq, but the man who recorded the video, asking why did he record it and why did he circulate it. She's filed a complaint against the person who was recorded that spine-chilling visual, which has sent so much of shockwaves and a lot of questions also about law and order. She's saying my consent was never taken for release of this video. Bharatiya Janata Party Suvendu Adhikari has also released more videos and asserting that there have been more couples who have been similarly beaten up, brutally thrashed by this man who seems to take law in his own hands. And in this video, as you can see, a man and woman in a similar disturbing manner. This is a modern democracy. Why wouldn't cops take action of this? Did the administration have no idea? The political showdown has erupted. Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose will also meet the woman later today. What would have possibly led her to take the stand that she did, to file a complaint against the one who has recorded this video? Listen in to her.
গতকাল আমার যে ভিডিওটা ভাইরাল করেছে সেটা আমি জানি না কে বা কারা ভাইরাল করেছে। থানায় আমি অভিযোগ জানাচ্ছি, লিখিত দিয়েছি। তে আমার মান-সম্মান নিয়ে হানি করেছে। আমার অনুমতি ছাড়া ভিডিওটা ভাইরাল হয়েছে। ওই ভাইরালকারীর ব্যক্তিকে আমি থানায় লিখিত অভিযোগ করেছি। তাদের পুলিশকে আমি অনুরোধ করেছি পুলিশ ওই ব্যক্তিকে শাস্তি দেওয়া হোক। পুলিশের উপরে আমার আস্থা আর ভরসা আছে।
I am here not only as a governor, but also as a friend of the unfriended poor. Violence has become a norm rather than an exception. The responsibility for this lies squarely on the Home Minister, the Police Minister and the police. It is up to the authorities, the government, to ensure that the life of the citizens is protected. As governor, it's my constitutional duty to see that the fundamental right to living is not tampered with by political forces. Certainly, corrections are to be taken. Strict action is warranted. As governor, I assure the people of Bengal, whatever is there within the Constitution of India and the rule of law, it is my duty to see that the Constitution is protected.
So is she justified to ask why was her video recorded and circulated? Or is there a certain fear or any kind of pressure, political or perhaps locally, on her that she's taken that stance? Take a look at this report of why this has become a huge political showdown. The BJP specifically in opposition, charging at the ruling party TMC.
Horrific images from West Bengal's Dinajpur. A woman brutally thrashed in daylight. The man who allegedly led the assault, Tajmul Haq, a Trinamool Congress worker known as JCB in the area. In the presence of scores of people, Haq and his associates held a kangaroo court to punish a man and a woman in the name of justice. The spine-chilling video is viral on social media. The police have filed a case and arrested Haq. The local TMC leadership, however, appeared to defend the shocking incident.
আরে এটা তো অন্যায় আমরা সবাই বলছি রে ভাই আর অন্যায় তো মেয়েটাও করেছে না নিজের স্বামী নিজের ছেলে মেয়ে বাদ দিয়ে ও দুশ্চরিত্রবান হয়েছে এখন তো একটা আমাদের মুসলিম কাস্টের সামাজিক আচার বিচার হয়ে থাকে বিচারটা যেইভাবে হওয়ার কথা ছিল তা না হয়ে বিচারটা বেশি বেশি হয়ে গেছে এটা নিয়ে আমরাও ওখানকার গ্রামবাসীকে বকাবকি করছি বা আইনি যা ব্যবস্থা হয় সেটা করবে
The BJP came down heavily on the Mamata Banerjee government, comparing it to the Taliban.
हमीदुर रहमान जी बोल रहे कि मुस्लिम राष्ट्र में ऐसा ही होता है तो हम ममता बनर्जी को पूछना चाहते हैं कि बंगाल की मुस्लिम राष्ट्र हो गया है भारत क्या मुस्लिम राष्ट्र हो गया है बंगाल में क्या मुख्यमंत्री शरीयत जो लॉ है वो क्या चालू कर दिए है
দেখুন ওখানে হামিদুর রহমানের নেতৃত্বে পশ্চিমবঙ্গের মধ্যে ভারতবর্ষের সংবিধানের বাইরে তালিবানি শাসন চলে এবং এই দিয়ে এটা পশ্চিমবঙ্গের চতুর্থ মব লিঞ্চিং এর ঘটনা ঘটলো কোচবিহার থেকে শুরু হয়েছিল চোপড়ায় আপাতত শেষ হয়েছে তবে এটা শেষ বলে আমার তো মনে হচ্ছে না আরো চলবে
The TMC dismissed the BJP's charges and assured action.
One of their double-engine state ruled by the BJP is known to be the rape capital of India. And the violence against women have been on an all-time high under the BJP rule. So we are not going to take any lecture from the BJP. It's all about the party leader. It's all about our Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. And she has always ensured that women are safe under her law.
The kangaroo court in Dinajpur and the punishment meted out in public by a TMC worker are an embarrassment for Mamata's party, which is often accused by the opposition BJP of minority appeasement. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, moving on now to the United Kingdom, which is bracing for national elections on Thursday. And Rishi Sunak, the incumbent Prime Minister, has served as the leader of the party and Prime Minister since 2022, following abrupt departure, remember, of Liz Truss in November 2022. In the last election, just to give you a background, Conservative Party gained 48 seats, Labour Party lost 60. Between them, 76% of UK vote was shared. Sunak is pitted against Labour Party leader Keir Starmer. I correct myself. Opinion polls have suggested that Starmer has an edge over Sunak in this election. The big issues that this election will be fought on, some of the issues that we have from our sources, is immigration, the cost of living that is very high now in the UK, a slow economy, and a national health service overhaul.
Now is the moment for Britain to choose its future, to decide whether we want to build on the progress that we have made or risk going back to square one with no plan and no certainty.
There are a few hundred that would go on a flight to Rwanda at huge expense to the taxpayer. There are tens of thousands. 50,000 people have come since Rishi Sunak has been Prime Minister, 50,000 across the Channel. A few hundred going every year means there's a 99% chance you're not going to Rwanda. Now, I've worked with criminal gangs, Rishi Sunak. I know that they are telling the people they're exploiting there's a 99% chance of not going to Rwanda. That is not a disincentive. That is not a deterrent, and it's not working. There's nothing wrong with that, and I just want to address Beverly's point.
You opposed it when I announced it. You literally opposed it.
If you listen to people in the audience across the country more often, you might not be quite so out of touch.
We have done some phenomenal achievements in the last 14 years. But the way media has portrayed it and the typical strong anti-incumbency is there. You know, we want change. But change for the sake of change? What is the other option you have got in? As Kuldeshji was saying, they have got no agenda, they have got no plan. The leader of the Labour Party, which is Sir Keir Starmer, whenever he opens his mouth, it's just waffle coming out.
We are here at the iconic Trafalgar Square. There are people, tourists, buskers, all of them, all the fanfare. But no fanfare or carnival-like situation over here in London when it comes to elections. It's so interesting. I've been trying to talk to a lot of tourists over here. None that really wants to come on camera, but they have no idea that maybe in 4 days' time, the Prime Minister of this country could change. I'm saying good, we do not know what's going to happen, but good. That's how interesting it is. All these people over here, they're tourists, they're people from London, and they're people from across UK. Most of them reluctant to come on camera, but then there are European tourists, Americans, Asians, and none of them really know that elections are underway here in the United Kingdom. Over here at Trafalgar Square in London, Geeta Mohan reporting for India Today Global.